Udah?
Meeting is
Oke,
now
udah
live.
kok.
Ya, kayaknya udah mulai.
Oke. Udah, Ibu bisa sembari menunggu yang lainnya untuk di-admit.
Oke,
Boleh
admit
ya.
all.
Ya, admit all aja.
Ya.
Okay, everybody's joining.
Ya.
Jadi rame banget ya, kita juga butuh YouTube live stream.
Yes. Of
Nanti
course, Mr. Roy.
Nanti macet.
Ya, teman-teman mahasiswa jangan lupa merubah nama Anda, nomor induk, ID number student, dilanjutkan nama Anda. Ya, kita akan segera mulai. Selamat siang, Binusian. Kita akan mute all supaya teman-teman fokus mendengarkan acara hari ini. Selamat datang di acara seminar yang akan dibawakan oleh Mr. Roy Gertz from Beyond Growth Indonesia. Hai, Mr. Roy.
Halo.
Hello ya. Ya, Mr. Roy, kita perkenalkan dulu. Nanti juga akan dilengkapi dengan perkenalannya. Mr. Roy berasal dari Belanda, Holland, menyelesaikan S1 dan S2 di Belanda juga, di Hogeschool, ya, University of Applied Science, ya, BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. IPK-nya nggak malu-maluin loh teman-teman, 3,7 ya. Kalau kita udah di atas 3 tuh aman, bagus ya. Nah, teman-teman saat ini akan mendengarkan nanti Mr. Roy, beliau di Beyond Growth Indonesia menjabat sebagai Managing Director ya, udah paling atas ya, Managing Director. Nah, Managing Director dari Beyond Growth Indonesia ini bergerak di training and konsultansi. Kebetulan kliennya adalah perusahaan-perusahaan besar dan sebuah kehormatan bagi kami, Mr. Roy, Anda bersedia berbicara untuk mahasiswa BINUS, Bina Nusantara. Nah, ya, peserta mahasiswa BINUS Alam Sutra, BINUS ini tidak hanya di Alam Sutra, tapi Kemanggisan, kemudian BINUS Bekasi, BINUS Internasional Senayan, BINUS Bandung, dan BINUS Malang, Jawa Timur. Jadi lengkap, peserta pendaftar 770, dan yang bisa masuk ke Zoom ini hanya 300 orang, selebihnya mengikuti acara seminar lewat YouTube channel di Internship Center dan Student Career Development BINUS. Oke, Mr. Roy. Tidak berlama-lama lagi, kita akan segera mulai. Are you ready, Mr. Roy?
Yes, I'm ready. I hope everyone is ready juga. Jadi, I will share my presentation.
Iya. Mungkin ada satu hal, Mr. Roy, biar menarik sebelum Mr. Roy memulai sesuatu. Mr. Roy ini sempat viral, teman-teman ya, di dunia pergosipan tanah air selebritis. Mr. Roy sempat dibahas di berbagai akun gosip di di TV dan sosial media ya. Kalau teman-teman tahu penyanyi dangdut kita Cita Citata, wah kemarin hampir aja kita kehilangan kesempatan ya. Sekarang Mr. Roy masih free ya, karena kemarin belum jadi ya Mr. ya. Jadi beliau sempat dekat dengan pedangdut kita ya Cita Citata, tapi ya itulah hidup, relasi tetap jalan meskipun mungkin belum melangkah ke yang serius. Nah, Mr. Roy akan bercerita nih bagaimana emotional intelligence ini berguna untuk karir kita ke depan ya. Gosipnya dilupakan dulu, kita dengarkan pengalaman dari Mr. Roy Gertz. Ya, kita berikan tepuk tangan ya dari rumah masing-masing. Ya, silahkan Mr. Roy kalau akan memulai.
Siap. Oke, let me share my screen.
Nah, teman-teman sambil Mr. Roy mempersiapkan, acara ini diselenggarakan kerjasama dari GEE, Global Employability and Entrepreneurship dari semua kampus di Alam Sutra, Bekasi, Senayan, juga Internship Center dan Career Development yang di BINUS Kemanggisan. Nah, teman-teman perhatikan baik-baik, nanti untuk kuesioner acara akan diberikan di sela-sela acara. Kita nggak sebutkan jamnya supaya teman-teman benar-benar hadir dari awal hingga akhirnya baru bisa mendapatkan poin SET. Silakan Mr. Roy untuk menyampaikan seminar yang topiknya sangat menarik ini.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya, selamat siang semuanya. Okay, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you, Binus, for having me. And terima kasih semuanya jaga untuk hadir di sini hari ini ya. Hopefully we can all learn a lot. Kita mau berbagi dengan kalian semua tentang pentingnya emotional intelligence, kecerdasan emosional, which I think is very, very, very important for your future career. And yeah, as you can hear, my bahasa is belum fasih. Jadi di ujung kiri sini kita bisa lihat spoken languages ada dua-duanya kan. Jadi ada English, ada Indonesia. So I try to speak Indonesia. I try to speak, of course, English. So let's start because I think we only have 1,5 jam ya. Jadi ayo kita mulai. Let me tell you a bit about myself and Beyond Growth. So I'm Roy, Roy Gertz from Beyond Growth Training Consultancy. Kita juga ada cabang di Belanda dan ada di sini. Kenapa kita di sini? Well, again, we are here for you, and today we are here for you specifically, everyone in Binus, to hope to help lebih pengetahuan tentang kecerdasan emosional. Nah, aku juga akan introduce rekan-rekan saya. Jadi di sini sebelah kiri ada Jesse Bon. Dia juga ada turunan Indonesia dari Cianjur, Belanda. Waldo dan Dekker di tengah dari ayahnya, opanya dari Surabaya, dan myself, my oma dari lahir di sini di Senen, di Queenie di Jakarta. So we all have mixed Indonesian blood lah, which I think is very, very good. Jadi kita bisa relate a little bit to Indonesian side, and we can relate to the Western side. These are some of our clients, and just keeps growing. But I think most importantly, we also keep training them quite frequently. Bukan cuma sekali, tapi beberapa kali. First of all, training bukan cuma sekali. We need to repeat. It's not about doing everything at once, tapi doing one thing, tapi beberapa kali sampai itu udah kebiasaan, udah menjadi biasaan. So like your new habit. Let me continue. So here, this is the reason why Beyond Growth came to Indonesia in the first place, because there's so many, hampir 300 juta orang, and everybody has the inner potensi, potensi Anda. And sebetulnya udah ada di dalam Anda. You already have a big potential. Cuma butuh bantu sih dari trainer or training program or university. There's a lot of things that you can learn, but we really focus on the soft skills, on the soft skills side. Bukan the hard skills, Excel, SPSS, kita nggak ajarin, tapi very focused on the soft skills. So how do we do the soft skills? Well, we focus on the communication. Our goal is always to improve the style, caranya berkomunikasi atau kualitas of our communication. And I will share more of that with all of you. So ayo kita mulai. I hope everybody's siap, behind the laptop, working from home or studying from home. Now this is the time we should be ready, So let's start, mulai. How are we going to do this? I think it's very important for everyone, guys. If you're looking now at your screen, now nice, but this is for you, So try to make implementation notes, relate to your situation, like gimana saya sendiri, what do I need to, bangun sendiri, like what do I need to grow myself with, what kind of knowledge do I need? Then okay, if you have already an idea, write it down and make implementation notes. Mute is already done. And if you have questions, please ask the questions in the chat box. Nanti kalau ini udah selesai, I will just check from dari awalnya if I can answer all the questions. For sure, I'll try my best. Now this is the first quote, which I think is important before we start. And it says, a person, orang manusia, we as a human being, as a man or as a woman, we are the product of our pikiran, our thoughts. So what we think, apa yang kita selalu pikir, akan menjadi. This is what we become. Maybe a very simple quote, maybe you've heard of it before. The point is, it doesn't become too difficult if you know what your dominant thoughts are. So today we're going to really think about our words, our thoughts, and then kelakuan selain dari itu. So think about this already. Maybe you want to write it down, because this is like the fundament for the rest of the slides. So man is the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Now, what is the goal for today? Now, the goal for today, of course, kita mesti lihat diri sendiri. So like kaca. Who am I and where do I want to go? If you remember the invitation, then you saw here in the di bawah sini, this is you now. and this is where you want to go. Today we are here in this session. So what do you want? What is Putri or Ira or Putra or anyone in this call? What is your 2.0? How do you speak? Which skills? Which one? What do you need to improve? If you know it, you need to list it down. Dari situ baru bisa mulai. Otherwise, you're just going to learn everything. But if you know too much, then you will do only a little thing. You need to know a little thing and then very focus on it. So let's have a look, yeah? Just misalnya, example, this is you, right here on the left side. This is you. You want to become the 2.0 person. Nah, okay? You know the way, right? You should go there, but there's a gap. There's always a gap. There's always a gap of things that you need to learn. Now, a lot of question marks, pertanyaan, oh, what should I improve? How do I know what I should improve? Now, let's focus on the gap. And beyond growth, as the training facilitator, we always say that one of the most important parts in your future career, di dalam soft skills-nya, are 4 quadrants. And this is also what Daniel Goleman says. Daniel Goleman is a brain specialist, PhD degree. So he also wrote the book about emotional intelligence, the latest one, and he says there are 4 bidangs basically, or 4 areas that you need to focus on. It's self-awareness, yeah, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management, yeah. So you can say kesadaran diri or management diri, and then you have kesadaran social or relationship management, maybe management hubungan. Yeah, these are 4 elements in your future career that you will always stumble on. It will always come back to you at some point. It's not only just what you know, but how you can deliver that. Yeah. So in other words, we say this is self. Sebelah kiri, everything is with you, self. This is the impact on others, social. This together sebetulnya is emotional intelligence. Itu adalah kecerdasan emosional. Tapi tentu saja di dalam itu, di dalam setiap elemen, there is a lot of modules that you can do. There are a lot of training modules that we can exercise. And that will be like a full training, of course. Today we have 1.5 hours, so I'll try already to grab a few key modules from there. Yeah. So this is actually emotional intelligence, but let's go a little bit further. Now, usually again, we will pick all the modules and place them in there. Now, let's look at this as a full training course. Now you have IQ and EQ. As you know, IQ, you can do a test, kan? Kita bisa melakukan tes, then we get hasil, boom, GPA or whatever. This is your IQ. This is what you know. This is not how you should execute what you know. Yeah? Itu menjadi emotional quotient. Everything below, di bawah laut, below the iceberg. Here, the lower part of the iceberg. There's actually a study being done, and on the right side you can see the numbers that 85 till 87% of your success depends on your emotional quotient, not on your intellectual quotient. So I really respect everyone who gets the degree. I mean, I also got my degree, but I knew after I got my degree, abis itu baru mulai. This is like the real challenge is going to start. So as you can see, 85 to 87% of your success depends on your EQ. Actually, only 10% of the people pay attention to it. So today we are here with 700 plus people. That means only 70 people, cuma 70 orang yang kurang lebih will focus on their EQ or really benar-benar sadar tentang itu. So it's a big number, and it's been studied by multiple universities and the Carnegie Foundation. So I think this is important to remember that even if you know about it, cuma sedikit, cuma beberapa orang yang fokus tentang itu. So let's focus a bit more, and if you see this, like you can put a lot of things, like you can at the atas law, there's the KPI that I achieved, di bawah all the struggles, all the pain, all the conversations, but this is usually what we don't see, right? Itu biasanya kita nggak lihat. So in Beyond Growth, we say usually we look at the output, right? You go into this training and you want to know apa yang aku bisa ambil dari ini, apa yang aku bisa what can I improve after this training. You want to just know the output. The point is, of course, with output there is always an input, but now comes the real deal. If you know the input, then by right you know what to do to get the output. Just do this and then I get this. But it's always, and again, back to soft skills, about the quality, the way you do what you do. So the way you do what you do determines your result. Some people do only this much and they can get the same result. Then there are people, they do this amount of work, they get the same result. So this has, of course, to do with the way people do their things, right? So in training, we say output is a result, input are the activities, and quality is your behavior, the way you do things, your behavior. So let's look deeper into the quality, because that's why we're here, right? Now, the quality, we say there are 4 levels of behavior. I think this is very, very important for you maybe to know down, because everyone has this level inside of themselves, or either approaching this in your life with your team members, with your fellow students, or in work later with your colleagues. So you need to know that every individual has a identity. This is unique. We all have it, and it's something you should be grateful for. Embrace it, be proud, yeah? Like, I'm Indonesian, or I'm mixed, or I'm from this island, I speak this kind of language, I eat this kind of food, I was raised in this kind of way. No, that's your identity. Be very proud of it. This is who you are, and nobody will change it for you. We also will never say that we will change your identity. That would be a little bit too much. So you need to understand who you are, like who your identity is. Now, after your identity, there is something that has quite a big impact on the way you move every day. When you wake up, nanti tadi jam 9 pagi bangun, you wake up with a certain attitude. Now, your attitude, as we say, is a choice. You can choose the way, like how you would wake up. Wake up semangat, or you wake up like, okay, lemas. That's your choice. You can actively think about it. We go a bit deeper into that nanti, so you will know exactly what you can do. But first, you need to understand the 4 layers. So the second layer is the attitude. The third layer is your knowledge, yeah, your pengetahuan, yeah, and your skills. Knowledge and skills, keterampilan. So the 4th layer is your environment. So look at it like this, yeah. I go back again. This is Putra or Putri, have a certain identity, all right? Wakes up every day, going throughout the day with a walks into life with a certain attitude. Okay, then that person has a certain pengetahuan, certain knowledge. Belum tentu itu skills kan. Nah, mudah-mudahan this person also has a certain amount of skills. Now then this person enters university or enters a business. And then there's an environment, a lot of other people who have skills, knowledge, and attitude, right? But this has impact on each other. So if you wake up with a good attitude, or you are this person who is very strong mindset, now that's nice. Maybe you have certain knowledge and skills, but then the environment is very toxic. That will have impact on your knowledge and impact on your attitude. So that's why it's so important that you have the right environment. But for us in a training, it's very difficult to change your complete environment. We can only change the people kan yang masuk ke training or hadir di sini hari ini. So it's always inside and outside. Yeah, identity, attitude, skills and knowledge, and then your environment. Beyond growth, we focus on the attitude, which is very close to mindset, and your knowledge and skills. Now, let's look a bit further. What is attitude, knowledge, and skills? What does that mean? Imagine this is you right here. This here, this is you, Putri, Putra, Henry, whoever is on the call, Faisal, this could be you, right? And if this would be your legs, misalnya ini kaki-kaki yang anda, yeah, then this is the K, we call it your dynamic business knowledge. So later when you kalau udah lulus, you go into business, you have certain knowledge, but the dynamic business knowledge means how versatile, like how much you know, not only about your business, but maybe about your clients later, about the people that you're working with, your colleagues. So we call this dynamic business knowledge. The S, which is skills, right, is your way of communication. How and what kind of style are you communicating with other people? So maybe there is a bit of a dominant person here, maybe there is a bit of a silent person, and what kind of way do you communicate with different people? Now, if you can do it in a very, like, let's say, adaptive way, yeah, some people say agile way, yeah, then you're pretty much a specialist in communication. This is a never-ending story, of course, but this is something that we work on to make you very, very very, very agile in your communication. But if you communicate great and you have a lot of that dynamic business knowledge, but you cannot touch person's heart, which means your lack of interest in that person, then you will never be able to influence someone, or you will never be able to motivate or inspire someone. So we say the third element, which comes closely to your attitude. If you have the right attitude, you probably have honest interest in other people, because that's why we live together. If we wouldn't have each other, it would be a very lonely life, right? So the honest interest in people is very important. So touching the heart, whether you do sales training, business communication training, kecerdasan emotional, kepemimpinan, leadership, it's all about touching someone's heart and influencing someone biar dia bisa biar dia bisa nggak menyerah atau mencapai sesuatu yang dia mau mencapai. So it's really about touching the heart, influencing other people, and this is what you want to achieve when you do a training course. And yeah, this is where we focus on. So looking into this, no, for example here, these are, if you look into this, yeah, just now, and you look at these people right here. So I think some of you know them already. This is William from Tokopedia, yeah. And then we have, and this is Patrick Grove from iFlix. Yeah, and it's Chairul. This is Adi Kusnadi. Yeah, and then we have Haritanas Wijoyo. Now we know these names. Yeah, this is the founder Advertin Tanata from Kopi Kenangan. Okay, the founders from Grab, Mary, Sukarno. Now they have all something in common. Maybe now like, okay, they're all different. Yeah, okay, but they have something very specific in common. And they all know the following. There it comes, yeah. They all know their importance of emotions in communication and decision making. So not about what they know, yeah? Not about their degrees or any course that they did, but how important it is to have to be aware about the emotions that other people are feeling when they're communicating with them, or what emotions the other person is feeling when they want to make a decision. Because if you want to make a decision every day, a lot of people think, yeah, I have to think logically. If I think logically, I can make a logic decision, but that doesn't really exist. So if you think till now, if you thought, yeah, like I can make a decision just by thinking logically, itu sebetulnya nggak ada. There is always emotion in every decision that you make, even the smallest decision. And maybe you think like, oh, that's weird. Like just now, this morning, I eat bubur. I always do that. Well, there is some kind of emotion inside of you that said to you, okay, this morning, pagi ini, I eat bubur. Because you need both. You need both to live as a human being. And I have a little video here for you to watch that explains, it's the proof, the bukti, yeah. So you're not like, okay, itu karena Roy tadi ngomong, bukan. I have a video so you can see for yourself how important it is that you need emotion. You need like the emotional quotient to make decision, and why these people are so good at it. Now let's have a look. Okay, there we go. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. So up the volume, yeah. There we go.
What if I told you that there's no such thing as a purely rational decision? Because you cannot make any decision in the absence of emotion. Back in the late 1800s, there was a railroad worker named Phineas Gage. While he was working, there was an explosion, and a long metal rod shot through his left cheek and out the top of his head, causing him to lose a big chunk of his brain, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex to be exact. When he hit the ground, everyone assumed he was dead. Surprisingly, within a few minutes, he was actually back on his feet. But something was off. He could no longer control his emotions, nor could he make rational decisions. Now, fast forward almost 100 years. There was a neuroscientist, Antonio Damasio, who had a patient with a brain tumor in that same part of the brain that Phineas Gage lost. Damasio saved his patient by removing the entire brain region where the tumor was. Sure enough, post-surgery, his patient ended up experiencing the same thing as Phineas Gage. Damasio went on to write the seminal work describing how emotions and decisions are actually intrinsically intertwined. You cannot separate them. If you were to make a decision and rely on reason alone, you would have to analyze a never-ending list of variables. So instead, human beings have evolved to use emotion as a shortcut for decision-making. That thing you call your gut is actually emotion nudging you in the right direction. This makes life a lot more efficient.
Yes, so now this is probably something you've experienced, right? Like all these feelings here before. Yeah, therefore we ask like pernah ada perasaan ini ya, like anger or love or pride. And as mentioned just now in the video, basically all these emotions have an impact on the way we make a decision. And we need to actually, because like like just now, like the person said, like the gut feeling that you have, like the instinct, like an instinct, like, oh, I don't feel comfortable here, or I don't really trust this person. And this is something that we feel because why? We are emotional beings, like energy in motion. Like everything that we do is an ocean of motion. Yeah. Like there is no such thing that you wake up and then you're like a robot and you can do exactly everything same like day 1 and day 2 and day 3. No, every day is a bit different. Every day your body expresses different type of emotions. But yeah, again, we're going to look deeper into how you can control these emotions and how you can influence yourself, yeah, your own emotions or your own thinking, so that you feel different kinds of emotions in the body. Because this is all, guys, what happens in your body. If you feel pride, yes, you actually feel a little bit more, lebih panas di atas ini. Yeah, if you feel love, yeah, now probably feel it everywhere in your body, right? But if you feel shame or envy, yeah, you'll feel quite cold, right? When people say, oh, that's very, orang itu agak dingin. Yeah, well, that's probably how you feel because of him or her. And then this is what happens in your body. It's just the temperature is going literally down. Yeah, so it has like in our communication, everything has impact on us. So on the following slide here, we say, what are emotions exactly now? Emotions are things that we feel in the body. So again, emotional, Quadrants and emotional, what is it exactly? Yes, self-awareness. Yes, self-management. Yes, social awareness. Yes, relationship management. But in the end, all of this gives us a feeling in the body. Yeah, the way you see yourself, self-awareness, will give you a feeling in your body. At least you start to think and then you feel something. And this sets you in motion. And to be honest, there is no bad emotion on planet Earth. Di dunia ini nggak ada bad emotions. All emotions are okay. If you could only feel a couple emotions, then you have a bigger problem. So it's fine that you can feel all kinds of emotions. That's good. You're safe. Don't worry. The point is, and there it comes. The point is that what are you doing after you feel a certain emotion? So if you're angry, are you really going to make that decision? Yes or no? Well, probably not, because you're angry. You're feeling anger. If you're happy, like super happiness, but you want to close a deal later in your future career, you want to close a deal, but you're super happy, maybe you're very easily to get negotiated by someone. Yeah. So you might want to check your emotional state first, like like if I'm too semangat and too excited, this person nanti dia nego sama saya and boom, harganya udah turun. That's not what you want, right? So you have to really think for yourself first, like, okay, I'm an emotional being, I feel something, and this has impact on my decision making. So as we see here below, influencing your behavior, like your own behavior, is the first thing before influencing someone else. You cannot influence someone else if you cannot influence yourself. It all starts with yourself first. Same with leadership. You want to lead someone, you first have to lead yourself. So let's look a little deeper in ourselves, like what are the emotions and where are they coming from? Now, an average person, this is maybe a nice statement to know, has around 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. So every single day, if you could count, yeah, now, well, you don't have to do it. They already did it for you here, the Science Foundation here. But you will have around 12,000, depending per person, yeah, till 60,000 thoughts per day. Now, listen very clearly, because this is very important. From these thoughts, because most of us here, we are controlled by either the media, our parents, our background, a lot of thoughts that we have right here in the mind. Yeah? The thoughts that you have in your mind are because of your background. Yeah, the way you were raised, your mom told you to eat with the spoon with the right hand or the left hand, your religion, a lot of things have impact on what you're thinking every day. Yeah. And I can say in Indonesia, a lot of people are very, very grateful, very, very bersyukur. And that maybe has to do with religion. Hopefully, let's say that means that would be a very good thing. The point is, everyone's background has an impact on the on what they're thinking right now, and what you're thinking becomes your emotion. But I'll go deeper into that a little bit later. What I want you to know for now is that from these 60,000 thoughts, just imagine there are 60,000 for now, 80% are usually negative emotions. Di dalam 80% itu juga ada beberapa emosi, like let's say you want to cross the road. I'm now here in Kuningan, I want to cross the road, and then there's a mobile coming. Oh, I could feel a little bit scared, like maybe he's driving too fast. That's fine, that's a normal. But dari antara, from the semua 80% negative emotions that we feel, most of them are really negative, like they are just going through our mind, and we want to eradicate them, we want to get rid of them, right? But the problem is, why don't we get rid of them? Why we always stuck in this self-limiting belief, is basically because 95% from these 80% are repetitive. So you think about it today, you're going to think about it tomorrow, you're going to think about it on Friday, you're going to think about it on Saturday and Sunday, because they're repetitive, and everything in life is repetitive. Your kelakuan, and everything that you do, is basically because you've done something before over and over and over. So the more you repeat the positive thought, bigger chance tomorrow you will be more positive. The point is how you get rid of the negative. Now, we will need to know where these negative thoughts are coming from, right? Because now you're thinking a lot of thoughts, Roy, but how do I know, how do I really get rid of them? Now, let's look deeper. So dari mana semua pikiran ini berasal? This is a big question, right? Maybe you know that your words are not positive, so you can change your words, but where are these thoughts coming from? And therefore, I've created this module, and we do this with a lot of clients as well. But I think this is, it's actually quite high-level module, but I try to explain it very, very simply, because it's very beneficial for you in your future career. Because if you know these principles, if you know this, then you probably learn, I think, the biggest part of soft skill training. It's just, again, starting from the end. Instead of starting from the beginning, we start now at the end, So try to follow very clearly, because it can be a bit complicated, but if you just follow clearly, it will be quite easy to understand. So Bob Proctor is also a person who does soft skill training. He's one of our mentors as well. We do one of his online programs where he mentors us, and he explains to us, so I'm not now sharing it with you for free, So now he shares with us that we all have a mind and a body, right? So it looks like this. We all have a mind, right? And we have a body. Very simple. Mind and body. But in your mind, so if this would be your mind, the top brain of your mind is your sadar mind, your conscious mind. Below the line of your mind, is your subconscious mind, or bawah sadar, if that's the right explanation. So you have conscious and subconscious. And then there is your body. Okay? Very simple. The point is, and I mentioned it a bit before earlier, as a child, especially in the age 1 year until 5, 6, 7 years old, you've actually been programmed. Don't shock, we all have been programmed. That's how life, itulah hidup. That's how life is. We all have been programmed. That's why there is a P, not for program, but for sebetulnya itu paradigm. Paradigm itu udah sering-sering kita udah melakukan itu menjadi paradigm. Now, this could be a lot of things. Like if your mom told you, if your ibu or your mom told you, your mom said, okay, Roy, you can do it. Putri, you can do it. Everything that you do, I for sure pasti kamu bisa melakukan mencapai itu. Okay, that's good. But for some people, the mom or the dad said, no, you cannot do that. You need to be, no, you don't need to do things like that. Just keep it very simple. This is nothing for you. If that happened in your past, your paradigm right here, your subconscious, remember again, your bawah sadar, bawah sadar is already programmed. So it's going to be a bit more difficult to get out of that thinking, that negative thinking. But again, remember, 60,000 negative thoughts, from dari 60,000 itu kita ada 80% negative thoughts. That's what, 48 negative thoughts that we have on a day. So it's normal that we have negative thoughts, because it's very hard to find people that are always everyday positive. So most important thing, know where they are coming from. They've already been programmed in your past, but you can work on it, you can do something about it if you focus on your conscious mind. Now, we'll look into it a bit deeper. So let's say, contoh, yeah, I'm thinking about I'm proud. Yeah, I feel very proud. Okay, then this is something I feel now through my body. Okay, where did the proud coming from? I must have thought about something. Oh, I thought about coming from Belanda all the way to Indonesia, training clients in here, and then my subconscious actually never thought I could do it, but I did it, and then now my whole body feels proud. I'm like very bangga, yeah, very happy, and I'm proud. Well, this comes from a certain thought, but I've braked the paradigm, I've braked the subconsciousness. Yeah. So if you have something now in your mind that you feel, it's quite difficult for me to achieve, well, that's actually what you're saying to yourself. Sorry to say, but it shouldn't be like that. I know it's quite difficult in the beginning to believe it, but if you are saying to yourself now, oh, I want to become CEO of Procter & Gamble, or maybe Indofood, or the head of marketing from Tokopedia, and you have all these dreams, or you want to open up your business, your pengusaha nanti, pengusaha muda, whatever you have in your mind, actually everything is achievable as long as your mind is in the right place. The rest, actions. You can see, right? Conscious, right here, conscious goes through your subconscious, which can be like the barrier in the beginning. Yeah, it's like it's the security guard. Yeah, but if you get through it and you break the subconscious pattern, yeah, the paradigm, then you will feel your body will feel also the same spirit that you were thinking of. Because you can think very proud, but you need to feel it juga kan. Kalau kita nggak feel, ya kita nggak akan percaya. So you wanna believe yourself and trust yourself. So after the thought, the thinking reached your body and you feel a certain emotion in your body, you will make a certain action right here. Action, tindakan. After that action, you will get a certain result, right? Action is result, hasil. And this will go back again. So if you have a positive result, not a positive corona result, guys, but if you have a positive result on your scores, on your let's say you got the credits for this, for one of, maybe you got the credits for this or for any other program that you're following or any other class, and you feel something from that because you feel like, oh, I've achieved it. So in your conscious mind, you're probably thinking about something that breaks through the subconscious mind. Sometimes it goes back and it never reaches your body. But in order to attract, and this is very important, guys, in order to attract the positive like vibrations or positive energy from other people around us, we first have to, radiate, we have to show the positive energy. And we can only do that if our conscious mind reaches the subconscious and then also reaches the body. But remember, it's not that easy because, again, you've been programmed here when you were very, very young. Waktu masih anak. So if you understand this, by right, what we should work on is our conscious mind, right? I hear you already saying like, okay, then we should change our thinking or change our thoughts. And yes, this is true. And therefore I show you the following slide, that basically life is about the pluses and the minuses. In our mind, we have plus and minus, positive thoughts, negative thoughts, positive thoughts. This is what's going on all the time in your conscious mind. If you can make more plus thoughts, minus thoughts, then this is already the first step in getting success or achieving good results. So let's look in the following slide. Look, this is Lao Tzu. Maybe you know the Tao Te Ching. So he says, if you watch your thoughts, right, think again about this puppet just now. Watch your thoughts; they become your words. Your words, same words, become your action. Same action, you'll get the same habits. From the same habits, and this is life, life is a multitude of habits. You'll become a certain character. So if you say, oh, I like that person, you like the person or the character? The body or kelakuan dia, character dia? Oh no, character, okay. So what habits does he have? Oh, he always does this, and this. She always does this, and this. So he has certain habits, certain actions from certain words. But after the character, yeah, that's what we say, it becomes your destiny, it becomes your life. So if you want to change your life, yeah, sounds maybe very deep, yeah, you want to change your life, but yes, if you want to, and you want to become the 2.0 that we start today with, yeah, sorry, it should be here, right? You and the 2.0 you. First thing that you have to do to get there is to change your thoughts. And to change your thoughts, well, you have to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? Do you want to become a pilot? Do you want to become an entrepreneur? Do you want to become maybe a very seasoned leader? Well, if you want to be a seasoned or a senior leader, somebody that people look up to, then you have to look into the leadership vocabulary and you have to practice these leadership words. Yeah, leading by example, replacing yourself. Yeah, like all these kind of leadership words that you would need to learn. If you want to become a person in IT, then you will need to have different words that you need to use. But your words are so affectionate, yeah? It's like you speak and it becomes an action. At some point, you just keep on talking the same thing and then you will do a certain thing. So we have to really remind ourselves that, yeah, thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become habits, and all the way until your destiny. So it's not that difficult, actually. It's only that you need to remind yourself that you are thinking most likely throughout the day about negative things, and that is not what you want, right? So imagine that you are thinking now about something negative, and ya pa, tapi masih pikiran masih negative. Okay, then recognize it first. It's all about recognizing first that you are thinking now about something negative and you want to change it into positive. Okay, good. Brings us to the next slide. Look at this. If you use the same words, yeah, like you use the same vocabulary that you're using right now, but remember, you want to become you or the you 2.0. You want to become the you 2.0, right? Do you need new vocabulary? Probably yes. But let's say this is you right now and you're using the same words. What will happen? What will happen? You will have the same thoughts. After these same thoughts, words, thoughts, words, it can be the other way around as well. This is just for you to make it easy because you want to change the words. You get the same choices. Use the same words, same thinking, same choices. Then, bawa lagi, same behavior. Creates same experience. You already feel it coming, yeah? After the same experience, you get the same results. After the same results, you get the same feeling. So remember, from the Bob Proctor slide just now, yang tadi, action, result, back to your conscious, yeah? Your mind, your body, there is a kelakuan, an action, dari itu kita dapat some kind of hasil, result, back to our thoughts or our words. Different kind of choices, maybe new type of behavior. Well, this is on the left side, right? Left side. So you have the same words, create the same feelings, but you know now what's all inside. You can actually just change your wording. Well, if you would do that, how would it look like? Now let's look on the right side. Now on the right side, we could have inspired words. Now, if we have inspired words, what will we have? What kind of thoughts would we have if we have inspired words? Think about it. Well, we have inspirational thoughts. We will literally think more inspired by talking or with having inspired words. Yeah. And they can be a bit different for every one of us. Yeah. But if you have words that inspire you, then you will have also more inspirational thoughts and vice versa. Yeah. Now, after this, you will get out of the box choices, new kind of choices that you've never made before. Why? Because you thought differently. And you thought differently because you talked, membicara, yeah? You talked differently to yourself. So think about it. You're now changing the way you are talking to yourself. And you're making new choices. Apalagi kalau nanti ada your team, how will that affect them? This is also emotional intelligence. If you already change the words towards yourself, apalagi nanti your team looking at you, oh, ini role model buat kami, our role model. Well, nice. Why? Because yeah, he talks always very inspiring. Oh, no wonder he gets many inspirational ideas or thoughts. So you get out of the box choices. From there on, you get new behavior. Yeah. So you want to have new behavior, right? Because balik lagi, this is you 2.0. You need to do something different to get there. So you don't have to run faster. You have to run smarter. by thinking about how you should run and what you should think. If it would be running, but again, everyone have something different that you want to become in the 2.0, but it starts with the words and the thoughts, guys. And then you get overperformance. Now, this is always what clients ask us, like, how do I can get overperformance? I said, yeah, well, it's not gonna fall out of the air. Yeah, boom, overperformance. It's not for free. The point is, you need to do something. You need to make a critical action, like a real action into the way of thinking. The way of thinking, which can be the way of self-talk, the way you talk to yourself. From there on, you will get new behavior, but you need to repeat it. This is the most important part, guys. If you don't repeat, if you don't use, you lose. So you need to keep on using it. You need to keep on repeating it so you don't lose it. Now, new results. After new results, so we have new behavior, overperformance experience, new results, we'll get elevated feelings, so like really new kind of feeling that we haven't felt before. So this is why usually people, who are surrounded by, like, that's what they say, the five rule, 5 people that you surround yourself with. Why is it so important? Why is it so important that the 5 people you surround yourself with, that they are, people that are already maybe where you want to be, misalnya. Well, that's your environment. Remember again, guys, the environment, knowledge and skills, attitude, identity. So if your environment is very, very positive or already close to where you want to be, no wonder your knowledge and your skills and your repetition of inspired words, inspirational thoughts, pasti lebih sering daripada sebelum, because you have the right environment. So everything, as you can see, is emotion. Your environment impacts your emotion. Your own attitude impacts your knowledge and skills, and therefore impact your emotion. So in order to control our emotions, it starts with the very first fundamental, and this is choosing the right words, because it's more difficult to choose the right thoughts because you don't really know what you're going to think. You wake up tomorrow, you don't know what you're going to think tomorrow, right? So at least try to choose the right words that you want to associate yourself with to become the 2.0. Now, let's do an exercise for that. We have like a small exercise for you, even though it will be difficult for 700 people for me to check everyone, but I'll trust you on it. So we call it the following. Okay, everything is communication, guys. The golden circle. Now, maybe some of you have heard about Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek is, of course, one of the writers, the authors from Start With Why, because balik lagi ke thoughts, why you want to start with the why. Now, it has something to do with your thoughts. Otherwise, I wouldn't show it to you, right? So the golden circle, again, inspires you to make action, to do something. But people who are inspired, they have something very deep. We call it purpose. And that's what you can see in the following page as well. And you for sure pasti agree. So all these people, strong purpose, strong why. Bukan apa, tapi kenapa. Ya. Bukan cuma apa, tapi bagaimana kepada siapa. So they have really a strong sense of emotions in communication and decision making. Balik tadi awal. And they have a strong purpose. The purpose selalu kenapa. It's always the why. Why? Kenapa mereka melakukan apa mereka melakukan? Why do they do what they do? Not how or what. This is all something, okay, also important, but not most important. Bukan itu paling penting. So these guys all have a very strong purpose. Yeah? Just think about Papa Sukarno, like he had a very, very strong purpose to get independency, right? And why does he want to have the independency? Well, you know the history yourself already. Like everyone has a different why, but this why is moving them to get the result. So I'll show you in here the exercise that we can do together. And if you have some notes or paper that you can bring, or that you have next to your laptop or something, just use it and try to draft together. Try to tulis bersama. Okay, so the golden circle, guys. The golden circle. Why is it golden? It's not from Emas and Mas, no, but it's very important, very, very important. Now, it all starts with why. Why we do what we do. Then The following is, how do we do what we're going to do? The strategy, how are we going to get there? Yeah. So, okay, for example, you choose to study architecture, or you choose to study business communication. Why did you choose to study it? How are you going to study it? Well, you're going to follow the classes, right? And what will you get? The degree. Nanti lulus, you get the degree. That's the hasil, the result. Balik, let's say beyond growth. Why are we here? We want to realize your full potential. This is why we are here in Indonesia. We have multiple training courses, leadership, business communication, blah, 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 blah. This is all how. This is how we're going to do it, right? Multiple training courses that we use. Tapi why? Karena kita mau membangun. We want to realize. We want to get and support you to get your potential, which is, in our case, changing the way you communicate. So that's the what. Hasilnya, different style of komunikasi. Caranya komunikasi udah berubah, udah different. Kita udah lebih tahu tentang emosinya, dan kita udah tahu like, oh, this is a dominant person, this is this type of person, maybe lebih quiet, lebih diam. Oh, jadi kalau dia lebih diam, kita mesti membicara agak beda kan? Okay, well, what words I'm going to use? What voice tone am I going to use? This is all about the quality of communication. This is our what. This is not our why. The why is because we believe in Indonesia there's so many people that can realize their full potential, and the education is very, very strong here. But there are certain parts of soft skill that we believe we can help you with. No, nice. Why, how, what? Now back to you. Yeah. And if you can see here, why is your purpose? What do you believe? Why do you study what you study right now? Why did you choose this study? Why do you want to become an entrepreneur after the study? Or why do you want to become CEO after the study? Or why you want to become interior designer after the study? How are you going to realize it? Specific action, the process. Specific actions to realize your why, to realize your dream, yeah, your motive. And what will you do? What will you eventually do? What will you actually get or do? So why, how, what? Now, why is it so important? Like, why is this proven? I'll show you on the right side, the human brain. So kalau kita copot our brain, misalnya, yeah, you have the limbic brain in the middle, yeah, and you have the neocortex around here. So when somebody is talking to you right now, like if I'm talking to you and you only remember me because of what I say, not why, not the realizing full potential story. If you don't remember that, then I didn't touch your limbic brain. Now, if you want to touch your own limbic brain, yeah, I'm not even talking about someone else, kepala lain. But if you want to touch your own limbic brain, ask yourself, why are you here in this call in the first place? Why are you studying what you're studying? Why do you want to achieve X? Why do you want to become X? Why do you want to become the 2.0 person? And how are you going to get there? These two parts are long-term memory. This is something you won't easily forget. And if you don't easily forget, kalau kita nggak gampang lupa, most likely we're going to remind ourselves about it, right? Kita pasti ingat. And if we remember, it's going to be more repetitive. It's going to be more repetitions of thinking about the same thing. And you want not only yourself, but later also the people in your team to remember you. Because otherwise you have to keep on talking over and over again. It's like the boss versus the leader. Yeah. The boss, yeah, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that. And everybody lupa. Dia mesti ingat lagi. The leader will have to say, this is the reason why we do what we do. And this is how we can do it together. We have this bidang, we have this bidang, we have this head of X, we have head of marketing, head of management. This is the how. This is all, again, limbic brain, long-term memory, guys. It's very important to touch the long-term memory. So limbic brain is trust and gut feeling. It controls behavior and decision-making, as you can see here on the right side, sebelah kanan bawah. The neocortex is just rational thinking. It controls your senses, analytical thinking and language. Very, very basic. But if you want to control someone's behavior, right? So someone, nanti ada orang in your, ada one of your colleagues in your team, he's not really performing, he's not hitting the KPI, or anyone that you need to work with, not performing the way you want him to perform, ya kan? Well, are you just telling him what to do? Or are you telling him how we should do it and why we are doing it in the first place? Why are you here, Putri, in our team? Putra, why are you here on our team? Well, we have a big company. We need all these departments. And yeah, your department, I cannot do it myself alone. I need your help. And I need marketing, because without marketing, my company nggak akan ada yang kenal sama perusahaan, this one or that one. Yeah. So you need to be able to explain at least why you are here in the first place, or why you're studying what you're studying, or why you want to work at that company. Baru, you can ask other people why they are here or why they should be here. So it starts first with yourself. So the golden circle, very simple: why, how, what. You can do it for yourself, and later you can ask other people in any simple conversation. Say, hello, Pa, hello, Bu, hello, Bu. So why are we doing this? Daripada, what should I do? Yeah. So you challenge other people. If you challenge them, you're already using it, and if you're using it, you're not losing it, and you're probably thinking about it more and more over again. And that's how you can influence your own consciousness, sadar, dominating thoughts. So you're going to be more positive daripada negative, because we know that throughout the day a lot of things happen. Yeah, you get stuck in macet, maybe not now, but usually you get stuck in macet and you need to wait long, butuh tanda tangan, butuh lama, like needs a lot of time, butuh banyak waktu. Like anything can make you feel negative. The point is, are you controlling yourself, your thoughts, your words to be more positive? And if you say, yes, I'm trying, Pa, okay, and is that close to what to your 2.0, or just bebas? Because bebas, we can all try to think more positive, kan? But it should be close to something that you want to achieve. Like I just share with you right now, I'm setting up another company next to this. It's a furniture company. Yeah, kayu, furniture. My vocabulary is not there yet, so I'm changing now my words and thinking, yeah, to get closer to this. If I can do that, then it's going to be much easier to get the result. So that will be the explanation of how you can do it. So yeah, you can make a screenshot, or this is something I think you should really, really remember in any future career, and it has impact on your emotional quotient. It will inspire you to do more. Yeah. Okay. So the takeaway from this is that great leaders or organizations communicate from the inside out, so never from the outside in. Yeah. And I think I have a quote here. Yeah, and this is, well, it's not really a quote, it's more like a statement. So instead of trying 10,000 things, guys, one time, yeah, you can maybe follow more and more and more training courses, which is great, but you have to actionate at least one thing and do that multiple times. Repeat it. Repetition is key with everything. To change behavior, repetition. You can get the awareness, okay, top, but you need to repeat one thing 10,000 times, daripada 10,000 times one thing. Yeah. And I think this was basically the session for today. I think it was exactly 2:30, exactly 1 hour. We also have time for Q&A. I just want to share with you that we have multiple training courses. If you feel interested now, you're like, wow, menarik, and I want to learn more about leadership, coaching, sales, emotional intelligence. This was just one example module of what we would do. Usually we have 8 hours in a day, and I look very forward to train you more on all the other topics. But then, yeah, these are the contact details. I will put it also in the chat. And I just want, again, I want to thank you, all of you. Terima kasih semuanya buat hadir hari ini. Because yeah, I mean, without you, this is all nothing. Yeah, so it's because of you I'm here, and because of because of you we could do this together. So thank you so much, and I hope you've learned already something. For sure you've learned something, but again, try to do something with it, not just to like, okay, lanjut, masuk and then keluar. Try to masuk and think about it, write it tomorrow again, and then repeat it, because all about the repetition. So thank you, Binus, thank you, Bu Yeni, everyone from JAA, and of course all the 700 participants. Thank you so much. Yeah, and if you have any questions, I will try to look into the chat box right now, if that's okay, Bu Yeni.
Ya, oke, Mr. Roy, kita berikan tepuk tangan dari rumah masing-masing ya. Thank you, Mr. Roy. Sudah meluangkan waktu yang harusnya Beyond Growth ini melayani perusahaan ya, B2B, tapi Mr. Roy meluangkan waktunya untuk sharing tentang emotional intelligence buat mahasiswa BINUS ya.
Ya.
Nah teman-teman, sekarang saya kasih kesempatan bertanya, kan yang bertanya sudah banyak di chat. Tapi saya ingin membuka pertanyaan, satu dari cowok, satu dari cewek, tapi bertanyanya di luar materi seminar. Boleh nggak, Mr. Roy?
Okay, let me just check here. I can see them. Yeah, okay.
Saya mau memberikan kesempatan, tapi di luar topik. Boleh bertanya
Yeah.
apa saja.
Okay.
Supaya tidak ngantuk ya. Sudah sore. Oke, siapapun yang berani menunjukkan wajahnya di kamera, satu cowok, satu cewek boleh bertanya apa saja ya ke Mr.
You
Roy.
have to open your camera. That's maybe the good rule.
Silahkan yang mau bertanya mungkin langsung bersuara saja. Bu Yeni, saya mau bertanya untuk Mr. Roy, Kak Roy, terserah, masih single, boleh dipanggil Mas Roy. Boleh, Mas Roy?
Okay. Mas Roy, fine, no worries.
Silahkan, ada yang mau bertanya, menampilkan wajahnya di kamera sebelum kita bacakan pertanyaan di chat ya.
Oke.
Mana nih? Silahkan. Sebelum kita jawab pertanyaan yang di chat-chat di YouTube dan di Zoom, boleh berikan kesempatan untuk 2 orang penanya. Silahkan.
Okay, or we can choose someone, yeah?
Oke, kalau Mr. Roy mau choose boleh.
Okay, I see here Farah Kunita, and she says, how can we control our mind and our emotions as teamwork with hard people that can be sometimes lazy or ignorant, big mouth, stubborn? Meanwhile, we are in a very hard situation also. And how should positioning ourselves so the project or team doesn't get worse? Okay, so if Farah is here, I would like to, I mean, you don't have to all the time put the camera on, but at least we know that Farah is here so we can see the camera.
Yeah,
and then I will try to answer it.
Farah di YouTube, Mister, ternyata.
Farah di YouTube, okay, now it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll try to answer this, yeah? So Farah asked about how can we control our mind if the team is already not in control? And this is a big question, right? Like the team is already maybe not hitting the target, or the team is like lazy or not doing what you say. But then again, you don't want them to control your feeling, right? But it happens, and then you're like, and then you try to say something to them, but you're maybe too vulgar, or you use bad words, yeah? So the point is always like, you should always try to be the person you wish you had, yeah? Like in leadership, we say you can be the leader you wish you had. So if you cannot change it for yourself, how about them? Yeah, so if they are not leading by example, so maybe you told them what to do, but they're not showing it, and you will have to repeat it and repeat it again, and you maybe you get choppy from it. I know that can be very tough, but in leadership, in sales, in just an emotional, back to any soft skill training, you have to always lead by example. And leading by example is not doing it one time and then hoping that the rest of the day everyone will do the same thing like you explain them to, because we know this is Indonesia. We explain one time is not enough. You need to explain 10,000 times baru mereka mengerti sometimes, yeah? Even the simple thing could be. Well, the point is, some people need 100 times, some people need 20 times, some people need 1,000 times. Every person masing-masing will need a different way. Caranya ajarin, yeah? Or ajarkan, I don't know if I say the right way. But the point is, every person will need a different treatment. So if you look at your team, don't try to get all the emotions from the team to you, but look at each individual in the team and start with one person and try to have a one-on-one session with that person and ask them, what do you need from me so I can help you? So you can change maybe the way you're working, or what are you doing actually? Do you know why you're doing what you're doing? So break it down. Like if you have a team of 4 or 5 people, don't start talking to all the 5 people, because you will have 5 people talking back to you. So start one by one. And then from there on, you can slowly create your own small culture that you want to have in your team. And you are also in the same time leading by example, because even the other ones know, Ibu Farah udah ada one-on-one session sama dia, yang juga termasuk our team. And dari itu, you still closer until you have everyone from the team already had a one-on-one session with. So that would be my answer to that question, Farah, on YouTube. So how can I see if they're not on YouTube, ya Bu?
Kayaknya agak susah. Mr. Roy, tadi saya menawarkan pertanyaan, tapi saya lupa unmute. Nah, saya berikan kesempatan, boleh ya saya unmute dulu, kalau ada yang mau bertanya langsung, boleh ya Mr. Roy?
Yeah, sure.
Ya. Teman-teman yang mau bertanya silahkan, sudah saya buka suaranya.
Mr.
Yang lain?
Roy.
Yeah.
Halo?
Oh, this is Belinda, yeah?
Yeah,
Hi, Belinda.
sir.
Mana wajahnya Belinda?
This my face.
Yeah. I think you wrote it down, yeah, Belinda. Said emotion and decision making, kan?
But I want to ask another. Can I?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm confused, sir, because I'm not really good at communicating. I'm really confused how to open and close conversation well. And I don't understand how to.
Teman-teman boleh di mute dulu. Ada temannya yang bertanya, yang masih bocor suaranya.
Jadi ada promo, adanya bensu.
Sorry yang masih bocor.
Ya, kalau geprek mau bensu.
Wah, sepertinya yang lain tidak.
Okay, I think now it's mute, yeah? Okay, so Belinda, you were saying that it's difficult for you to start a conversation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know how to open and conversation. And I also don't know what interesting topic I should talk to keep conversation, to hold conversation between between me and others.
Okay, so Belinda, I think what's really could be helpful for you, yeah, because I know, I mean, for example, my brother is also a person who's not easy, like start. It's not like dia nggak gampang mau membicara sama orang lain. So the point is like you have to start somewhere, right? Like you cannot wait until the person talk to you. So what we always say, and this is back to the why, how, what. Let's say you meet me, right, Belinda? We meeting each other maybe in the Starbucks, and then oh, Roy is from training company. Well, the first question you could ask is, hi Roy, why did you start to work for training company? Or kenapa kamu mau bangun perusahaan training? Now, next time you go to someone in your university, and maybe they are in the same batch, in your same in your same team, or in your same class, you can ask them the why question, because the why question is never a closed question, right? It's an open question. If I say, Belinda, why did you ask me this question? You will say, yeah, because I find it difficult to talk to people. So it's not a closed answer, right? So if
jadi berarti gini, berarti bukan.
Okay. So Belinda, so like just try to ask me the question. So just try to ask me a why question. Anything, but with why.
Silahkan siapa yang mau bertanya ke Mr. Roy langsung. Boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia ya teman-teman ya. Boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia.
But sir,
yeah,
I'm so confused. If I ask why, but it's just a simple why question, then they wouldn't be interested. So.
But from after the why, you can continue on the how, right? You say, okay, so how do you do that? So even if the why question maybe is a simple question, you can ask me the follow-up. Okay, and how did you do that? Or how are you planning to do it? So you have a start for your conversation. So you can ask me anything right now, Belinda. If you want, like, let's say you ask me anything about why, and I will just give an example to everyone. I think that's very good to do. So you can ask me anything about why, anything, also private life, doesn't matter.
So it's always why and how and what.
Yeah, that's the strongest way of starting a conversation. But coba aja, Melinda, ask me a question about why, because we don't know each other, right? Tapi let's say, jadi Belinda mau tanya sesuatu. Okay, hi Belinda.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Then I ask why.
Why?
Why you come to Indonesia, maybe?
Oh yeah, not good. No, why? No, okay. Why did I come to Indonesia?
Pertanyaan yang bagus, silakan Mr. Roy. Pertanyaan yang bagus.
Yeah. So okay, why I came to Indonesia? Well, good question, Belinda. Why did I come to Indonesia? Well, to be honest, my roots are also here, so always very, very interested. Indonesia, my roots. Like, I wanna have a look. But then after I came here, I saw so many opportunity, and I was like, maybe I should start a business here. Now you can ask how. Yeah.
And then how do you start your business? Because there must be struggle and risk, right,
Yeah,
to
very good.
start a business.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, how I started is very, very choppy. Like I tried to set it up, 6 months become 1 year. Yeah, so a lot of struggles. But I think the most important part is that I need to control my emotions, because if I become mad or marah to all the other people yang kita butuh waktu itu, yeah, then it will be more slower. Yeah. So we try to find a way. This is how. Yeah. So we try to find the best way of getting all the documents done, and then we managed to do it within 8 months. Tapi sebetulnya kita berharap 6 bulan. Ternyata dia bilang 12 bulan. I said, oh. So we try to find out what were the pinpoints, what were the pain points, what was going wrong, and then we try to support the agents. And then it became 8 months. That's how I set up my company. And now you can ask what?
Kita ganti kali ya, ganti yang lain kali ya, Bel. Nanti nggak kebagian yang lain nih.
Okay. But very good, very good.
Makasih ya, Belinda ya. Mister, di chat ada Justin. Pertanyaannya dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jika kita bersosialisasi dengan orang lain, bagaimana cara menjaga emosi terhadap sesama orang yang membutuhkan emosi? Bagaimana jaga emosi nih kalau kita berteman dengan orang lain? Apalagi Mr. Roy, dikejar-kejar wartawan, banyak banget emosi nggak waktu dikejar wartawan?
Sebetulnya like this is the thing, yeah. Like actually, kalau something happens, yeah, in your life, and you're maybe a little bit kesel, or you're like, sayang, this happens, yeah, or before you even bersocialize or bersocialisasi, when you socialize with someone, of course you need to check your own state first. We actually have an exercise for that, yeah, and it's an exercise to check your own emotions. Some people will do meditation, some people will do journaling to get themselves in the right state, right? But what we would do, we'll do a MERSVP check, mentally, emotionally, relationally, spiritually. Hello, okay, yeah, spiritually, vocationally, and we can ask ourselves the questions like, how do I feel mentally? How do I feel emotionally? So you have to self-check yourself before, you socialize with someone, because if you haven't self-checked yourself like really good, like you just go with the flow, you're just like meeting people, but you're actually very tired. Yeah, you're maybe physically, MERSVP, the P is physically, you're physically very tired. Then you know by right it's difficult for you to be present in that socialization moment, yeah, when you are with other people. So I think number one thing to do before you socialize is to self-check yourself. How do I feel physically? How do I feel mentally? How do I feel emotionally? Yeah, maybe you feel physically very strong, but you had a long day at work, so you're mentally very tired. Then you still need some rest, and it's very difficult maybe to be present in the conversation sama orang lain. So in order to, again, back to yourself, in order to socialize with someone else, you have to self-check yourself. If you self-check yourself, dari situ you can have much more better impact in your socialisasi moment, or moment-moment yang mau berkumpul, or ngopi, or whatever you want to do. Yeah. There's also Adala. I see Adala Subhali. Hi, sir, I have a question. How does mental illness, like the most common ones are depression and anxiety, impact your emotional intelligence? Is it just another obstacle in developing emotional intelligence, or is it an exception? Oh, one second. This is a very good question. So in this case, mental illness, when people are depressed or have anxiety, they have already gone over and over from conscious, subconscious back. Conscious, subconscious back. They keep on thinking about the same bad thoughts that they have, and they would really benefit from meditation, from other people finding other people, talking with them about their struggles, so they can also release. Because it's very important that if there's something on your mind that you want to share but you're afraid to share, you need to share it with someone. And we always suggest, if you want to get rid of some depression, the depressive or anxiety feelings, you will need to find the 5 people that are very close to you, not the 5 people that you want to be with, yeah, But the 5 people that are very close to you, could be your mom, could be your father, your brother, your sister, your best friend, they would know very well to give you good advice on what you can do to get out of the depressive state. Like if you would ask me now, Adahala, like I just met you like over the Zoom, right? But let's say I would be like a good friend of you, like, and I know you for a long time, then I would give you some advice what you can do to get out of this depressive or anxiety state. So find 5 people, or like from these 5 people, find like the one who are very close to you, so you can ask them for help. Because if you cannot get out of yourself and you're so stuck in the same the same loop, then you'll need to ask someone very close that you trust for help, and there must be someone in your close area that you can trust. And then from there on you can start putting in more positive thoughts, so you can strengthen your emotional intelligence. Okay.
Roy, kita pengen kenal dong sama Justin sama Adela, boleh dong wajahnya diperlihatkan, terus tunjukkan tangannya, mungkin kan kita lagi mute karena banyak suara yang bocor nih. Justin dan Adela.
Hi Adela.
Justin dan Adela, ada?
And then there's Justin. I think Justin is.
Oh ada. Justin. Ya, hai Justin.
Oh, there's Justin. Hi.
Di halaman kedua. Adela. Oh ini ada. Ya, rambutnya panjang. Ada.
Ya.
Thank you Justin, Adela. Kita next pertanyaan Pak Roy.
Okay, good. So, okay, well.
Renaldi Julianto.
Okay,
how much important our emotion to influencing another people?
Oh, very important. So again, your emotional state is the most important state before you want to influence someone. So let's say you want to influence your mom or your dad. Yeah? You want to get something, and they mereka nggak setuju, but you want them to setuju because you want to buy this new bicycle. Maybe you want to buy the Brompton, the new very expensive bicycle, but they don't want you to buy it, right? Well, first of all, if you're not in the right emotional state, they will feel that you're insecure, or they feel that you're a little bit doubting. Yeah. But if you have like the right spirit and you tell them like, I will use this bike anywhere, like I can bring it to Bandung, I can bring it to Bali, and then I'll fold it, I'll put it in the car. So for you also very easy, Papa, Mama, like very easy. You can just put it in the car, not too much of a hassle. And you can convince them, and you show by your emotions that you're very, very, like you're very, very believing into it. You have like the right attitude, balika attitude, identity attitude. So you have a good attitude, and they feel that, whoa, your attitude is so positive about buying this bike. You have a bigger chance that they will say, okay, let's see, Ronaldo, like if we can find a way to buy this bike for you. Misalnya. So your emotions are much more important than what you know. Again, you can know a lot, but if you cannot deliver in the right way, delivery, quality of communication, then you will, people will not feel it. And you want them to feel what you feel. You want them to feel the same excitement as you to buy that, misalnya, Brompton bike. Yeah. Oke.
Pak Roy, ada lagi, nanti kita sambil buka videonya ya, Renaldi Julianto, tapi kita sambung dulu Rama Afif. Rama Afif saya bacakan Pak Roy dalam bahasa Indonesia, agak kalimatnya biar agak enak. Bagaimana cara melatih feeling Kak Roy atau melatih emosional di masa COVID seperti ini? Nah, apa sih hasil kita melatih EQ dalam situasi seperti ini, COVID?
Ya.
Rama Afif.
Ya, oke. So, tidak dalam situasi COVID seperti ini.
Ya, mungkin situasi COVID kan membuat kita terbatas, tidak bisa nonton bioskop, nggak bisa main sama teman, nggak bisa pacaran mungkin. Cara mengendalikan EQ atau melatih EQ itu bagaimana dalam situasi seperti ini?
Okay, so that's a very, very good question. So actually, what you're saying, what Rama Afif is saying, is that in this situation, because of COVID, we don't really have the environment, right? Well, we have the environment on TV, We go on TV and we see everything about the COVID, the news, the bad news, new kasus naik. Yang meninggal juga naik, and you just get negative from it because you watch all this media, like media is impacting you, but you cannot really go out and meet other people that can bring you maybe on different thoughts. But if you could, they would probably talk about the same thing. They will think, oh, did you hear about COVID? They will wear the mask, and you just feel the environment is different. Yeah. So if you know that the environment, so look very clearly, yeah, if you know that the environment is affecting you, yeah, and you are here in the middle, your identity, and you have certain attitude, and your attitude is now getting weaker because of a toxic environment, then you know by right it's because of the environment. So if you know it's because of the environment, then your attitude is being challenged sebetulnya. Your attitude is being challenged, like your own attitude, not the attitude from other people, but your own attitude. So you have to learn more, you have to get new knowledge, right? Like today you learned how to influence a little bit of your own emotions by talking about why, how, what, right? So these are the conversations that you need to have with yourself. You will need to ask yourself the first question, okay, this right, the environment now kayak gitu, COVID. Jadi itu ada impact on my emotion. So you'll need to find new ways to get in a good emotional state, into a good attitude, which can be many things. Can be journaling, can be meditating, can be going to a course like this, emotional intelligence course, watching a YouTube video, yeah, eating maybe quality food, because a lot of people now at home ordering pesan, everything that's not so good for you because it's so murah, yeah, and then we put in bad food, we get also bad mood, yeah. So there's a lot of things that have impact on the way you feel. And of course, now gara-gara COVID, it's a big impact on everyone. So now it's extra important to go into a session like this on Zoom or calling someone and do the opposite. You can never get, if you're here and you want to get here, you need to do the opposite. You need to do the opposite of what you're doing now. So now, yes, correct, Rama Afif. This could be quite more challenging now because of COVID, but it will also challenge yourself to get a stronger mindset. So you have to find ways, which could be this training, which could be meditating, which could be journaling. There are multiple ways for you to find out. Maybe you need to, do a little bit of workout at home to find out that how can you get into the right state, because everything after the right state is coming back to you. Remember again, right state, right words, right actions, balik lagi. Now, negative thoughts, negative words, COVID, masuk, and then boom, little bit lazy, working from home, maybe, no, we don't want, right? You want to lead from home, like get to the next level from home. Well, then you need to do different things. So again, understand first that this is the environment problem, not your problem, but the environment. But if it's affecting you, then your mindset is getting challenged and you need to find ways to get a stronger mindset. Yeah, I mean, it happens to me as well. Yeah, I mean, it happens to everyone. We're getting challenged now because of the COVID environment. But remind yourself that now this is your time to prove to yourself that you have a positive attitude that is stronger than the COVID. Yeah.
Ya, Rama dan Renaldi boleh lambaikan tangannya karena kita masih mute, biar kita kenal.
Yeah, I think Bu Yeni is making screenshots. Yeah.
Ya, ya Renaldi dan Rama. Tangannya mana, boleh diangkat? Oke, ini Rama dari tadi on ya, on Mister. Dia buka kameranya dari awal sampai akhir.
Yeah, I noticed.
Ya, Rama boleh di-unmute nggak nih? Rama, teman-teman host, Rama boleh dong di-unmute, mau kenalan dulu. Renaldi di sebelahnya ada jempolnya tuh. Nah, Rama, ayo, kamu dari BINUS mana, jurusan apa? Silahkan.
Halo, perkenalan, nama saya Rama dari jurusan Business Management, kampusnya di Bekasi.
Oke. Oh, ya, Renaldi, mana Renaldi? Hai.
Ya.
Ya.
Saya.
Dari BINUS mana, jurusan apa?
Bandung, jurusan Creative Entrepreneurship.
Creative Entrepreneurship from Bandung loh, Mister, jauh nih. Oke.
Nice.
Thank you Rama dan Renaldi ya. Kita akan teruskan dulu ke pertanyaan berikutnya, Mr. Roy. Tadi pertanyaannya singkat.
Yeah, I saw a very good question here about apakah ada keuntungan atau kerugian jika melatih emosional selama pandemi COVID-19. I think it's a very good question. Actually, and this is from Justin, yeah. So actually, if you think about it, just think about this. Like, this never happened to any one of us ever before, this COVID. This is the first time for mostly everyone here, I guess. Yeah. So this is the time that the environment, like the world, the nature, everything is challenging us now to look deeper into ourselves. Because again, in the normal situation, yes, correct, we maybe find our way, and if we don't feel well, the next day we feel better, and we can manage our emotions maybe much more easier daripada sekarang. That's true. That doesn't mean that in this toxic COVID situation, we can actually challenge our emotional state. Because if you can be very, very solid and you know, solid and strong for yourself, kuat, like a strong kuat mind, if you can develop that right in this situation, in the COVID situation, imagine how you get out of the situation when the COVID is not there anymore. You're going to have a very, very strong mindset that you are aware about your attitude, aware about which knowledge and skills that you need to improve. And then you can have a bigger impact on the environment. Yeah, because you as a person, you have impact on the environment. But if there are more people in the environment than you, and they are thinking the opposite, yeah, then now you get the COVID situation and you feel affected. But this is actually challenging all of us. It's even challenging me. I mean, we are providing training for clients, but we personally also get challenged, of course, not only about doing the training, but also our mindset, like, okay, what will happen next month? What will happen next year? But again, that's the outer world. The inner world is here in your mind, here in between the telinga. This is your inner world that you can influence. Again, simple again, why, how, what. Checking your mentally, emotional, relationally, spiritually, vocationally, or physical state, MERSVP, MERSVP, or you can do a little bit of meditation. You can do also physical exercise. So because your body also has an impact on your mind. So there are a lot of things that you can do, but you need to make an action towards the opposite of COVID. Don't just wait and, okay, COVID, oh, I don't feel well. That's never going to be the solution. So now we are forced, we are challenged to improve our emotional intelligence. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Alphon, Mister. Ada pertanyaan dari
Alphon,
Alphon.
how can we practice our negative emotional self-denial? Okay, very good. So you're saying that you are denying your negative emotions. Yeah. So they are there, but just denying them. I think it's a very good question. So let's say you have certain negative emotions, you know that you have them, but you're denying them. At some point, you will face them again. So it's like this. Let's say I have 10 emotions that I feel now. Let's say now I feel 10 emotions. 5 of them are negative. I deny them because I have 5 positive ones, right? At some point, these 5 negative thoughts will hold me down to achieve X, achieve what you want to achieve. So there will be a moment that you will get confronted and that you know, like, these negative emotional self-denial style of myself is holding me back. Now, again, the bigger question would be is, where do you want to be? Is this where you are now? Is this where you want to be? You want to be the same? You want to be a little bit better than before, or you want to be much more different than you are right now? Well, if that's the case, then you know by right that there's something that needs to be changed. Is it okay for you to keep on this self-denial style and then still reach that goal? Or do you think it's better for you to get rid of these negative emotions so you get easier to the 2.0 version of yourself? So back to your bigger goal. Like if you're thinking now, okay, I'm denying this, okay, can be, is possible. What's the bigger goal for you to achieve? What do you really want to achieve in your life? If there's something much more bigger, I think you will find a way, purpose, why, you'll find a way to remove these denial negative emotions. Okay, the denial way. Yeah. Okay.
Kita sambung Medi Krista, sambil nanti kita kenalan ya Alphon sama Medi Krista, siap-siap, tapi kita jawab dulu pertanyaan Medi Krista nih, Mr. Roy. Good afternoon, okay. Mr. Roy. I want to ask you a question. If I can be myself in the workplace in order to respect others, how is it going to influence my emotional intelligence? Since you said that environment influence our identity so much.
Okay. So these are 2 questions actually. So first of all, in the block, in the 4 levels of behavior, yeah, we call it the block X, but doesn't matter. The 4 levels of behavior. Identity is something that you cannot change. So even if you have this identity and you have attitude, knowledge, and environment around it, the environment, yes, can influence your knowledge and skills, right? Bad environment, you're not going to learn so much, right? Now, if you're not going to learn so much, you're going to have maybe not so good attitude, but it will not change the way you are. So if you know who you are by right, your core, yeah, this is the difference between, like, you have two exact same person. They look exactly the same. This person looks exactly the same like this person. Still, this person will go this way, this person will go that way, because the identity is something you can change. So this is maybe something I need to make clear, like the attitude you can influence by different way of thinking, choosing the right words, okay? The right words that you need to get that knowledge or skill, yeah? So I want to become a leader, okay? Need to have different words, different attitude. But the identity, like your personal identity, self-awareness, yeah? Knowing who you are, jadi tahu kekurangan, kekuatan dari kamu sendiri, you only can accept it. You cannot change it. Cuma bisa diterima, accept. So if you ask yourself, okay, but I can be myself in the workplace in order to respect others. So, okay, if you cannot be yourself in the workplace, then that means that yourself. Okay.
Ada yang bocor, sorry.
Yeah, if you cannot be yourself in the workplace, right? Like that, I mean, that's a big thing. Like if you cannot be yourself, like if you cannot be who you want to be in the workplace, by right, you are changing your attitude so you can fit in the workplace, and that's not what you want, right? You want to be yourself. So then it comes back to your identity that you have to accept. Like, okay, who am I exactly? Is this exactly who Meidi is, or is this exactly who Meidi is, right? So you have to accept yourself in a certain way, and then you need to express also to other people, like, this is just really who I am. Otherwise, you'll get the same thing like Lady Gaga says. You're going to wear over and over a poker face just because you want to please other people. And I think that's not what you want, right, Meidi? Like, you don't want to just keep on pleasing other people, because why? Because then you're losing your own identity, like you're losing yourself. And it's always best thing that you can do is honesty. Honesty about who you are, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, share it with the rest of the people in the workplace, and they will accept your honesty. If they don't accept it, you don't want to be in the workplace anyway. But if they accept it, you'll feel very, very good, and you can actually be yourself. Yeah.
Ya, oke. Meidi dan Alfon, boleh lambaikan tanganmu, nyalakan kameramu. Alfon dan Meidi, kita ingin
Where is Meidi?
kenal. Oh ya, tuh
There's
Alfon.
Meidi. Hi, Meidi.
Alfon dan ya, mau dada aja ya. Kita akan nyambung ke ada 2 pertanyaan terakhir, tapi sebelum ada 2 pertanyaan, Mr. Roy, izinkan kami untuk mengumumkan pengisian link questionnaire. Jadi evaluasi survei untuk acara hari ini, penilaian terhadap Mr. Roy, untuk feedback ke depan, untuk evaluasi. Teman-teman boleh di-share link questionnaire-nya sebelum kita jawab pertanyaan terakhir. Link evaluasi bisa dilihat di chat, teman-teman.
Oh, okay. It's in the chat, ya?
Di chat, ya. Di chat atau mau di slide share screen mungkin dari Faisal atau Ayu. Di YouTube boleh di-share. Teman-teman, kita hanya berikan waktu 5 menit ya untuk pengisian linknya. Sambil mendengarkan, nanti masih ada 2 pertanyaan lagi. Share screen, apakah ada yang bisa share mungkin? Nah, ini Kak Ayu. Kak Ayu share ya. Oke.
Nice part code.
Ya, nanti hasilnya kita kirim ke Mr. Roy.
Oke.
Ya, teman-teman, waktu 5 menit dari sekarang silahkan diisi, nanti langsung ditutup setelah 5 menit, nggak bisa ngisi kuesioner lagi. Karena kuesioner ini sebagai penilaian poin SAT Student Activity Transcript, Mr. Roy.
Oke, guys, so you need to fill it in ya. Kalau nggak dapat SAT.
Iya, nggak dapat SAT, betul. Dan yang menyenangkan teman-teman, ini adalah seminar internasional karena Mr. Roy adalah warga negara Belanda, menyampaikan dalam bahasa Inggris. Jadi selamat Anda masing-masing mendapatkan 6 poin hari ini. Oh, pasti seneng nih. Kalau seminar dalam berbahasa Indonesia hanya 2 poin, Mister.
Seharusnya sama.
Ya, ini 6 poin ya, karena kan jauh-jauh dari luar ya. Jadi kita terus satu lagi mereka belajar bahasa Inggris, Inggrisnya
Ya.
berkembang ya. Tapi kita akan cocokkan kalau dia tidak hadir penuh, kita tidak akan berikan.
Ya,
Oke, Mr. Roy, ada pertanyaan berikutnya sambil teman-teman isi dari YouTube ya, dari YouTube.
Oke, yes.
Tadi saya kirim dari yang pertama itu tadi Renaldi Saputra ya. Bagaimana caranya mengatasi insecurity? Renaldi Christian Saputra dari YouTube.
Okay, insecurity, right? Okay, so this is a big point. So insecurity is something that secure, like for sure, pasti, you know what you are insecure about. Like if I'm insecure about something, I know what I am insecure about, right? Could be anything, like, okay, it's about my hand, about my skin or whatever. It could be something that I'm insecure about. So maybe this person also insecure about something. The point is, you probably ask yourself, okay, if I share my insecurity, people akan jelekin. This is what you told yourself. Okay, remember, this is not the truth, but this is something you told yourself. This is what everyone does. If I will share my insecurity, because I've been in that same position, let's be very honest, and I'm very, very open. I've been in a position where I was not so open and I had my insecurities and I wouldn't share them. But it will make me feel agak kesel, nggak enak. Badan juga nggak enak. The moment I tried to share my insecurity, guess what happened? It felt like it felt like you just throw it out, like habis muntah or something, and you're like, oh, my badan feels good again. But you don't want to share it with siapa-siapa, anyone, siapapun. Again, balik ke 5 orang yang paling dekat sama Anda. Could be your brother, could be your mom, the people who respect you the most and who know you the most. They will accept any insecurity from you. If you say, yeah, but this one nobody will accept, then there's only one choice, right? You keep it for yourself and you live with it and you feel always bad, or you take action and you're like, okay, hang on. Roy told me I can find 5 people in my close circle. Write them down. Person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dari antara 5 itu, which one do you feel most comfortable to share your insecurity? The point is, when you share, ketika kita bagi, yeah, we grow. Yeah, without sharing, we cannot grow. So if you can share with at least one person, that's the first step before you can share it to other people. The point is, you need to share. There is no insecurity that we need to keep for ourselves. Even if it becomes very, very personal, maybe about something in your body or the way you look at yourself, or something happened to you, you have a scar in your face or something, it's fine. There is always a person in your close circle who can accept your insecurity. And the more people accept your insecurity, the less insecure you will become, and the more secure and the more how can I say, the more the more happier you will be as a person. Yeah.
Oke. Mr. Roy, ada pertanyaan terakhir. Teman-teman sebagian jam 3.20 harus mengikuti sesi kuliah selanjutnya. Jadi beberapa memang sudah ada yang mengisi link dan keluar izin. Ini dari Farah dari YouTube. Farah Konita. Pertanyaannya sebentar, Farah Konita.
We had Farah Konita ya before.
Ya, Farah sebentar, Mister.
Ya.
Tadi sudah saya copy Farah. Oh, ini dia. Farah, how we can control our mind and our emotion as a teamwork with hard people like lazy, ignorant, big mouths, or stubborn. Meanwhile, we are in hard situation also. And how we should positioning ourselves so that the project or team doesn't get worse.
Yeah, okay. So this one sebetulnya tadi kita udah isi kan, like the question from Farah. So balik my answer is, again, you cannot talk to all the people in your team at once. You need to talk to one person one-on-one, because if your team is not following the way you would like them to work, like they're not working sesuai kamu ingin, okay, that means you have to go one by one, because if you go back to the group, you can get all 5 or all 10 people back to you, and then you'll be like really, you'll maybe get insecure, right? So you don't want that. So you go one by one, because now you've already seen you already see how they work, and you're not satisfied, right? You're not really feel, you don't feel really satisfied by their results and what they're doing, a big mouth or lazy, ignorant. So you have to go one by one. So, okay, Putri, with you, one-on-one session, 20 minutes, we drink a coffee, we have a Zoom call, 20 minutes. Let's talk about what are you struggling with? Where can I help you with? So you have to go one by one. If you don't go one by one in this situation, because the entire team, kan semua tim itu agak ada kekurangan. You cannot just go all to them. They will all feel bad, and they will all go back to you like, yeah, itu not our problem, sih. But you don't want that. So go one by one. As always, when there's a project and you think you're the only person that is doing the right or the good work, ask yourself the question, is that true, or can you maybe improve something? At least you can do something for them one by one individually.
Oke. Baik, Mr. Roy. Sebenarnya masih ada satu pertanyaan nih, Mr. Roy. Kayaknya kasihan kalau nggak disebutkan ya. Ini ada satu pertanyaan terakhir dari Alice. Saya kirim ke chatnya Mr. Roy. Setelah ini kita akan tutup pertanyaan terakhir buat Alice. I heard you talking about toxic environment. Sometimes I think it's hard for me to go out from it, because sometimes what I feel is more dominant than what I did. And sometimes I'm having bad day because of that, but I couldn't stop. I always feel not good if I'm not be there for help or around. How to make sure it's really toxic or not? And how did you deal with a bad day?
Okay.
Pertanyaan terakhir ya.
So actually this question I got before in another seminar. The person said like, and I will start with the last question. How do you manage a bad day, right? Because we all wake up sometimes a little bit capek or a little bit tired, yeah? And maybe we don't feel so well. Maybe we drink coffee malam sebelumnya, now you're like really drained, yeah? So of course, our body, let's make one thing clear, yeah? Our body has an impact on our emotional state, yeah? Because your body is physic, yeah? And physics has impact on the way we feel, right? So if you want to make sure that you can get rid of a bad day, then you need to do a quick test for yourself. And this is very simple. From 0 to 10, yeah, 0 10, you ask yourself, how do you feel on that specific day? If you say, okay, I feel like a 6 or I feel like a 5. Let's say 5, you feel like a 5. Okay, now you know that you feel like a 5, right? You've already give yourself a number, a result. You already do the self-check. I feel like a 5. Why do I feel like a 5? See, again, you can make it difficult, or you can keep it to the basics. Why do you feel like a 5? Why? Okay, I feel like a 5 because last night I had a long night. I've worked over hours in my side job, or I had to study a bit longer. That's the reason why so now you're actually journaling, but you're using the why, how, what. So how can I assure that tomorrow I will not feel like a 5, or today that I will not feel like a 5, but at the end of the day, I will feel like a 7. How can I do that? You ask yourself the question. So this is the point, guys. When we feel something yang nggak ada enak, we have to keep talking to ourselves, because there is no one else who's going to talk to you if you feel bad. Maybe some people are going to say, oh, Elise, you have a bad day, yeah? And you're like, yeah. And mungkin ada yang bilang, ada yang tanya, oh ya, kenapa ya? Yeah, just because this, and this. And then you start sharing. And we know sharing is caring, yeah, very biasa, but it's true. Sharing is caring. So when somebody cares about you and he asks you or she asks you a question, nice. But misalnya itu nggak ada, you'll need to ask yourself the question. From 0 to 10, where are you right now? 5. And you want to become 7. Okay, so why do you feel in the first place like that? What happened the day before? Beberapa jam sebelumnya, what happened? What happened that you feel like this? How can you change it? Because you have the answer. A lot of people think that other people need to give them answer. No. You have the answer. How can you change the state that you're in right now? What would you need to do? Okay, how? And then what would be the actions that you need to take? And from that day, you know why, you know how you can do it, and you know what to do. So very simple. You can do the journaling by why, how, what as well. You don't have to do it in your mind. You can also write it down. And then you know for yourself, okay, this is the state that I am in today. And I want to change. I want to become I don't want to stay at a 5. I want to become a 7. This is the reason why I feel what I feel. This is the reason, this is the way how I can get out of this feeling. And then this is what I need to do. That would be the answer. Yeah.
Oke, terima kasih Mr. Roy atas
Yeah.
hari ini, atas waktunya. Teman-teman, kita akan menyelesaikan seminar ini. Sebelum selesai, kita foto bersama sebentar.
Yeah, let's open all the camera.
Ya, open all camera. Kita akan Windows screenshot biar cepat.
Windows screenshot. Yeah, let's.
Ya, supaya kita bisa foto, otomatis tersimpan di pictures kita ya. Kalau teman-teman mau foto sendiri juga, tekan Windows dan print screen. Otomatis masuk ke pictures. Oke, kita akan mulai dulu ya. Ini ada banyak, ada 10. Jangan matikan dulu. Sekali ada yang mati, kita berubah lagi posisinya ya. Kita akan foto sebentar sambil teman-teman mempersiapkan kuliah 15.20. Kita akan foto sebentar. Saya hitung dari sekarang ya. Jangan dirubah-rubah lagi. Oke, 1, 2. Iya, sebentar. Sekarang halaman kedua. Tunggu. 1, 2. Sip, ya. Halaman ketiga. Dibuka semua ya. 1, 2. Oke. Sekarang halaman keempat. Luar biasa nih bertahan sampai akhir mendengarkan Mr. Roy. Nanti boleh ya follow Instagramnya Mr. Roy. Roy GRET ya, Mr. ya?
Ya.
1, 2, halaman 5. 1, 2, halaman 5. 1, 2. Iya. Nanti kita taruh di Instagramnya GEEC Binus Asut ya, teman-teman. Sekarang halaman 6.
Ya.
1, 2, 3. Halaman 7. 1, 2, 3. Ya, halaman 8. 1, 2, 3. Semakin ke belakang makin nggak terbuka fotonya. Halaman ke-9. Ya, yang terakhir halaman 10. Halaman 10. Oh, 9. Oke. Baik, Mr. Roy, sekali lagi atas nama Binus University, Global Employability and Entrepreneurship Center, kami mengucapkan terima kasih. Mr. Roy selaku Managing Director dari Beyond Growth Indonesia. Teman-teman bisa kunjungin websitenya ya di Beyond Growth Indonesia. Di sana ada banyak service-service menarik yang dilayani oleh Beyond Growth Indonesia. Boleh kenal lebih lanjut ke Mr. Roy, langsung ke Instagramnya ada, Roy Gertz. Kemudian ke GEEC, Instagram GEEC Binus Asut, GEE Binus Senayan, GEE Binus Bekasi, dan yang terpenting Internship Center Binus University untuk kalian yang akan persiapan magang. Sekali lagi Mr. Roy, terima kasih banyak dan teman-teman semua. Sampai jumpa di acara-acara selanjutnya. Ada penutup closing notes, Mr. Roy?
Ya, juga atas nama semua rekan dari Beyond Growth, kita juga mau bilang terima kasih banyak untuk hadir hari ini di sini. Dan mudah-mudahan kita bisa lanjut juga sama training-training yang lain. Because sebetulnya ada banyak-banyak hal yang sangat-sangat menarik buat kalian yang kita juga bisa belajar untuk memperbaiki skills-nya atau rampingkan kita sendiri biar lebih kuat nanti di depan. Bukan cuma di depan, juga sambil situasi kayak ini COVID kan, kita butuh banyak hal yang mesti belajar dan mesti memperbaiki. Oke. Terima kasih.
Oke, terima kasih yang di YouTube dan di YouTube dan di Zoom. Terima kasih, selamat belajar, selamat beraktivitas, jaga kesehatan dan tidak boleh stres di masa COVID. Selamat sore, terima kasih.
Selamat sore.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.